we are in groove 1. Here's everybody. Okay, let's bust this down to just pull the bass player out of the bottom. This guy. And let's bring drums back so he can hear himself. No cymbals, no fills, just bass player. Back to the top of the tune. A descending idea here. He's also popping the bottom note, but coming down, and he's playing licks at the end of the phrase, just like the guitar player did. Okay, let me stop here, and I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'll play just the bass player and the drummer from the very, very get-go, and we can hear how, even though the bass player is playing a single line, a single contour, he's having different concepts on each verse of the tune. Here you're hearing him soloed, but in context, he's also hearing the other guys in the group, and they're playing off of each other and making their choices about contrast and repetition, whether it's the same or different than what's gone before, based on the entire situation of the mosaic part of the rhythm section. So anyway, here's back to the beginning. A little count off, and then you hear the bass player who plays a descending idea. Hold that thought. That's the idea of his first verse bass line. Change a little bit on the way to the second chord, the second phrase, but his basically idea is a rising idea. Now listen how it changes in the second verse. It's going to be a descending idea. It's just backwards, and it's kind of the same rhythm, but because the melody is backwards or inverted from before, it's cool, it's interesting, it's different. It keeps the song moving forward. You should be going, third verse. What's he going to do on the third verse? Let's find out. Oh, it's a combination. He walks up one and then comes down the second measure, really. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's taken the concept of verse 1 and the concept of verse 2 and combined them into the third one. Here's the fourth verse. This is where the melody comes back in the big picture. What does the bass player do here? It's a descending thing, but it's different than verse 2 was. That was a clam, but that's what real guys do. Remember that guitar player that had a hole in it? The bass player plays in the hole, and then the guitar player will add on. But that bass line wouldn't have worked if the guitar player had filled the hole and crammed a bunch of notes in there. He left space for the bass player to play a thing, and they all came back at the end. Hear how different the bass was on every single one? Let me play just a little of that and bring everybody back. It's harder to hear in context, but as a player on stage, you've got to be thinking about, how do I contrast with the guys around me? How do I reinforce or play things that are similar to the guys behind me? And how do I hear the big picture of the tune, keep it moving forward, but make sure everything hangs together? Okay? Next time we're going to look at the piano player. What's he doing? The keyboard player.